Alright, what's going on everybody? So this is my Dust Devil Double Swing Permanent Ancient Leapquake build. I know there's a lot of names, but this is the most fun build I've played on Barbarian. And with this setup, we have a non-stop uptime on the Ancients thanks to the unique pants that came with the season. Also the temperings, you can get quite a lot, all the way down to 12.5 seconds. And the main reason I went with Ancients is because they give you 20% attack speed and also 20% multiplier damage if it's active, which is quite a lot. And they also give you insane amount of fury generation. I believe his name, the engine's called Corlic, I think, that casts Frenzy, that gives you the fury. So since you're running Ramaladni, Dust Devils do scale from Ramaladni, so you want to stack Max Fury. And these engines really help with the fury generation. You also use a leap for the fury generation, for the fury, even use leap. And also the proc berserking. Besides the double aspect for Earthquake is amazing. You got both damage increase, but also insane amount of damage reduction. So I'm a big fan of that skill. Triple Shout, because we're using Fierce Winds aspect on two-hander that generates, shouts generate Dust Devils. And also you want that size percent on the two-hander, so you can only use a one temper to max it out to 100% because that's where it caps. Double Chance is on another two-hander, but I will go over the gear in a bit. Double Swing, obviously, to generate more Dust Devils if you cast Double Swings. And in general, this build is amazing for AoE. I would use something like Steel Grasp, would be really cool here. I don't like the knockback from Leap, but it is what it is. Now I'm using Tyrell's Might. There's quite a lot of unique items in this build, so you could call this a unique build. Got him. But Tyrell's Might helps with single target and overall with damage if you're full HP. As you can see, sometimes it's a bit hard though to keep there, at full HP. Running double potion, there is a second potion you can use that stacks with your main potion. I have a video right up in the corner how to get it from SideQuest. And the potion I used here was probably Max Fury potion. But I found later on that crit damage and crit chance increase potion is much better. Precision elixir. That's what I found like. And in this run, like Pit overall is very RNG based. Both the dungeon type, like layout, I mean, right? Because there's a lot of backtracking in some layouts. The elite types, if it's ranged elites or these vampires that disappear when you like damage them, that's really bad. Now I should have ran away here because it was just a waste of time. And then of course the affixes on the elites and then the boss at the end, both types and the boss mechanics there, because there is quite a lot. I wasn't lucky with the boss here. I got Bramble, and Brambles is increased armor or HP. Like the bosses actually do different pit like that, as you can see here. Overall, the mechanics on this boss, quite alright, nothing too bad. The second phase, when I downed him to half HP, I got Lilith Waves, I think. She's just flew in the air, about to hit them. You get hit by them, never mind. I don't think I had Chunny Shout here, that's why I ran away. It's kind of hard to tell if I have Chunny Shout or any shouts, because as you can see the buff bar, it caps out at what, 8 buffs, and then it just doesn't show. Even if you have more buffs, it just doesn't show. I think they should probably change that, because it's really hard to, like, you know, find around that. Because if I didn't have to run away there, I could save some more time. But in general, I think I got like 1 minute left here. And keep in mind, my gear is not optimized. I don't have 12 out of 12 armor or gear. I have like only 3 items with 12 out of 12. The rest is just 8 out of 12. Masterwork procs were not really lucky. But it is what it is. Greater graphics, I'm still missing. Like, my ring has no greater graphics. My gloves has only armor. So I would need attack speed or crit chance greater affixes. Mainly crit chance, I would say. So I could use a different potion probably. But this is pretty much the run. Now I will show you the gear. It's the Bramble 105. For Dust Devil, not too bad. I would like to do like at least 110, but we'll see. I have other options, or like I have other ideas for gear and whatnot, or combinations. But we got Harlequin here, aka Shaco. This one was lucky, double masterwork. And recording this video, I actually masterworked Harlequin at this point after this video. A couple days later, and I procced Resource Generation, which is the worst of them. Anyways, this is the Shaco. Very good for the plus skills. And I'm gonna go over Double Swing. I don't put any points there. I will explain why. But as you can see, I have like what? Amulet, 12 out of 12, and 3 weapons. So 4 items, 12 out of 12. Unlucky. Tyrell Smite here, proc pretty good. Like max resistance is amazing. Like you would guess, right? With looking at these the resistances and damage reductions, you would guess that the boss mechanics wouldn't really do that much damage to, right? But that's just wrong. It feels like some of the boss mechanics just ignore resistances, man. That's why you get one shot. Like overall with this build, I'm at 80% damage reduction That's all damage reduction. On top of 40% from close damage reduction. So I'm way too stacked on DR. And I still take a lot of damage. So it's kind of something's going on here with the damage reductions or there's damage overall. It's kind of weird. My gloves here, I'm using the Groundstomp Earthquake aspect for damage increase, 25% multiplier. Plus 3 concussion, it rolled double masterwork there. I would like to masterwork on attack speed or crit chance because attack speed is pretty king in this double swing build because the more you cast double swings, the more you have dust devils. Close damage here as well as the tempering. You're trying to aim for 300% damage while berserking, so you can get that from both board and then like 1 or 2 items for tempers. I believe I have only 1 on 2-ender. Now these pants are insanely good in this season. Damage reduction, amazing stuff. Ultimate clone reduction, also amazing. No one really uses this item, so it was very, very cheap to buy. Strength max life could have rolled higher, but it is what it is. Now we are looking at, so Korlik creates earthquakes, and he also spawns the aspect that you just saw on the gloves, right? So you can stack that. He can stack that on top of you. Talik casts Dust Devils from his Whirlwind. Those Dust Devils scale from you, so that damage is actually insane. The problem is that Ancient, 80% of the time, stands there and does absolutely nothing. Stands there like a doofus with his sword, no Whirlwinds, no Dust Devils, nothing, man. I tried to press like through shift and the skill. I tried to hold different skills while casting all the Ancients. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If this worked, that would be really different. That would help with damage a lot. Also, there's a Twister Glyph, also doesn't work with this build. I'll show that later. So there are 2 main things that don't work for this build. So that's very sad because I would love to see this build, you know, bring competitive with other builds like Bash and Thorns, but it's just not possible really at this point. Next up, we got Yen's Blessing. Really a big fan of these boots, not only for the damage reduction. As you can see, this item alone is almost 30% with its masterwork. But we also have movement speed, amazing stuff, and then vulnerable damage. So I tried great damage. I see a lot of builds that can do that as well for Dust Devils, but changing to vulnerable is so much better because I have my double swing set to a vulnerable enemy every time I damage him. So I'm just a bigger fan of vulnerable. I found the damage numbers much higher with that. And yeah, and also this is a free cast for shouts. It has a chance to cast non-mobility, non-ultimate. As you can see my bar, I have ultimate skill and mobility skill, which is leap, so it only leaves the triple shout. And if he casts shouts, we create Dust Devils, which is more damage. And just overall, just the shouts give a lot of benefits, a lot of buffs. So I'm a big fan of these boots. Onto the 2-ender, we have the chance for Dust Devils. I would like to have this one roll higher and masterwork it twice to have 100% possibly, because that's the cap. That's what you should aim for. But we have only 1 masterwork here. The strength, which is pretty high. At this point of this video, I have a different weapon, but just no strength. And but yeah, max life vulnerable, that's what you're looking for. And damage to close, some good stuff. Fierce Winds is the aspect we want 2-ender. For the size, 40%. So you only need size on a one-hander and then masterwork it to hit the cap of 100% as well. Which is on my mace. I actually rolled it 2 times. Then damage to close enemies, why not? Strength max life vulnerable, pretty good weapon. We go with devilish aspect here. When you generate fury, you cast Dust Devils, so that's why we have leap, that's why we have ancients, so this aspect procs pretty often. Then we farm Aladni, like I said, Dust Devils do scale from this one, and I was unlucky with masterwork, as you can see. I got twice on max fury, that's good. But, you know, having it 3 times would be absolute best for damage increase, but it's okay. Once again, damage to close, greater affix. This bad boy was 800 million, the weapon itself, but it sells for around $500 million. And yeah, lucky hit on generation like Bramble and Yen's Blessing have is also not too bad. With high amount of attack speed, you can prime it pretty often. Now my 200 sword here has Windlasher for casting double swing, gives you more, creates more Dust Devils. Maybe Devilish will be better here because Devilish offers more number, like a higher number on the Dust Devil there, so probably better. I might change it up. So damage while berserking with the Paragon, I only needed to proc it once on the item here. Dust Devil damage is the 3rd temper you want on the weapon because you cap out chance, double chance with Masterworks eventually, and then you cap out the size as well with the aspect and temper. Again, strength, max life, vulnerable, the best you can get here. Next up, we get the ring. And the first ring, we go with leap aspect here for the clone reduction. Excuse me. Attack speed, crit chance, all rest. That's how I do it. My resistances. I also have martial and a Warbringer board that buffs all rest, so that's how I'll reach the cap. Cooldown reduction for Call the Ancient, as you can see, it goes really high. This is 8 out of 12. It goes all the way up to 30s, high 30s. Damage to close, all the good stuff. Next up, we got Bold Chieftain aspect on the ring. Damage for Berserking, so excuse me, I have 2 items with damage for Berserking. This one is minimum roll though. Call the Ancients, middle roll could be higher. Attack speed, greater graphics, crit chance, and strength, not too bad, pretty good ring, right? And last one, we got Amulet here with a Bulf Gathos aspect for damage reduction, 38. It's really good. You can have this up non-stop on boss because I have no cooldown boss, as you could see on the Bramble. Showing shout cooldown reduction, probably Imposing Presence for HP would be better, but I really like cooldown reductions. So global CDR rolled twice, got the Ancients, and Chunky Shout once. Great chance, and then max resource once again for more damage. Stacking that on top of Rambaladne, very good stuff. Rolling CDR on this amulet cost me about 300 million. I could get higher though, as I can see. The technique or expertise, we're running 200x for the vulnerable, since we are based around vulnerable, and we can keep our enemies 100% time vulnerable. That's why I like it more than crit damage. That was that. Next up, I believe you got skills. I'm gonna show you just Frenzy, it doesn't matter the basic skill. We got double swing there, you can see only 6 out of 5. I didn't put any points, the rest is just taken care of from Shaco. And those levels do not scale from double swing. Some of the barbs running those levels, putting points in those double swing, think that it helps with single target. I don't really think it does, because the only thing that supports double swing in our build is Rambaladne, stacking max resource. But I don't think that's enough to just support the skill itself for higher damage, because you're missing Edgemaster, you would need Limitless Rage and all the stuff for normal core skill damage support. So I don't really I see that as a wasted points, because Barb has a lot of good passive points that you need to put into. You can see we got the Rallying Cry for 45. I'm a bigger fan of that. That's the 45 generation for this build, together with Warbringer. Chunky Shout, the classic. We got the Imposing Presence for HP, cooldown reduction from Leads, which are the passives above Rallying Cry. We got War Cry, only the first note there. I'll hover with this double swing what I got going. We got Guttural Yell as well in the Shout passive tree there. We don't have movement speed, we don't really need it, we have Leap. All the passes for Berserking, damage reduction, and then Brawling, which proc Berserking from Leap. 9 out of 5 on Leap. I would like to get higher, because sometimes when you are attacking Elite, you don't have non-stop cooldown on that, or like non-stop uptime. Counter offensive for some damage there on the right side, next to Steel Grasp. Now we have Duelist passive for attack speed, the dual wield. Next to Call the Ancients, we also have a max resource increase passives, 3 out of 3, and then Valop is the last one. Concussion I get from the gloves, I don't have it on any other items, or I mean a skill tree. Paragon Board, first one we go with Ire, damage while berserking, but also damage reduction. It goes very well with the passive you see in the skill tree. This DR does not show in the stats though. Second board view with Carnage, we go for that attack speed node here, amazing stuff. Stacks very well. And here, this is the board, like this board gives you damage while berserking, the magic nodes, the blue ones, and then damage reduction from close enemies. Usually, I would put ambidextrous here, but this board is perfect for Twister because it gives you 75 strength points in this area. Almost 600% does level damage. But the main thing that doesn't work is the 13% multiplier for 4 seconds after creating does level. That doesn't work. That just hinders the build so much, and it's very sad. I'd love to see the full potential for this bad boy. I'm showing you what kind of what boards I picked, what I combined, like what I went consecutive boards basically, because the higher you go with boards, the more requirements you will need on the rare nodes. So next up we got Warbringer for another 45 here. We go in Marshall here to buff magic nodes, which is all resistances. That's what I like to do here to cap it out because I have Terrell's Might. You want to pick all the max resource branches or like nodes there on the right and left. After this board, we go for Bonebreaker. I'm a big fan of the cluster there on the left side for HP and armor. Here we go with Vulnerable Exploit. I would love to put more points in here for decks, but there is not enough points. Might drop Warbringer and might try to go for this one. We'll see. We'll see. This is the cluster I really like. I'm missing some of the max HP nodes on this board overall in this Paragon. So I would like to put some more there as well, actually, because it stacks very well. It's max life. Next up, we got Blood Rage. You are aiming for 300% of damage while berserking because of this node. It caps out at 30%, which is 300%. And for this board, we are doing Territorial, which is amazing for this one because it's really optimized. It's all the dex nodes are on the way. So more damage reduction from close. And last board here, we go with Undaunted in a Decimator. Right, 45 damage reduction. They increased the damage reduction from 45 as default from 10 to 15%. So 15% on top of 10% is another damage reduction. And we also have DR while healthy from Bonebreaker board that just showed a couple seconds ago. And damage while fortified is not too bad either. I take all the notes in Decimator, meaning the rare notes and the blue notes for vulnerable damage since we're based or stacking that. Resource or like the consumables that I use is Elixir of Precision. It looks like ahead in this video for crit chance, crit damage. We got Desert Escape here for resistances. Those are the 3 resistances I didn't have capped, but I was missing like only 5%. And then we got the last one, Chores of War, which is the we can have 3 types of incense. Like you can see the description. All these incenses have type. This is type 3. This unlocks level 100. All stat, crit chance, overpower, good stuff, right? And the last one we have all stats increase as a type 2 instance. Those are all 3. I can show you the stats real quick. What I'm rocking with, what I'm going with. Resistance is right here, capped almost 80%. Ridiculous on top of the DR, you will see in a bit. And still they get so much damage sometimes. Depends from what mechanics, not all of them. 48% attack speed, unbuffed. 61 crit chance with the potion. Not really looking at crit damage, that one is kind of whatever. 670 vulnerable. 700 close and 300 over 300% in berserking. Max life 51k, not too bad. Could be higher though if I had imposing presence on amulet, which I probably should have gotten. Now you got DR from elites from the passive skill tree. All DR unbuffed, no challenging shout, no leap aspect or quake, earthquake. 44% on top of 45 close DR, on top of 16% healthy, vulnerable as well. It doesn't show 45, which is 25%. It doesn't show berserking, which is another 22, I think. Yeah. It's pretty wild. DR is through the roof on this build. So, yeah, you will not really die just like that. You will not really die. If you have Challenge Shout Up and Rallying Cry generates 45, you will not die. And, yeah, I believe that was pretty much it. The rotation of this build, you want to leap in to generate Fury, but also proc Berserking. Berserking is our priority on this build because we get everything there. DR, damage increase, movement speed, whatever, everything. Now we want to pop, after that we want to go with always Ancients. Go with Ancients first, so then you will use Shouts, so you will buff them and yourself. And you've also reduced the cooldown of the ultimate itself as well, so you can use it again right after that. And then just double swing your life away, creating Dust Devils and whatnot. And yeah, this was pretty much it. I stream every day on Twitch and YouTube, soon to begin on TikTok as well. But you can catch me there as well, the journey. I will thank you all for watching. Thank you very much for being here. If you have any questions, hit me up here in the comment section, or you can hit me on Discord. I'm there every day as well. And yeah, until next time, have a good one. Peace.